Hi guys, I'm Joanne James, and what I'm going to show you today is how to do a full body workout with either some weights, or you can use some tin cans. Potentially, as long as it's safe, you could use some jars filled up with sand or something along those lines. So I'm just going to start off by grabbing a couple of hand weights. And what we're going to do, we're going to get the shoulders up, back and down. We're going to soften both our knees. We're going to engage our core, and we're going to keep our chest lifted. And we're going to place the weights on our thighs, and we're going to tip from the hip and place the weights, or move the weights down to the top of the knee. And as we do so, we push our hips back. So side on, I look like this, and then when I come back, my arms are still long. I push my hips back in to a nice strong plumb line at the top. So again, as my hands follow the contours of my legs down to the top of my knees, my bottom goes out, my back is straight, okay? And then I push my hips back through. This is your deadlift. Alright, so when we deadlift anything, we pick up from the floor with the same movement. Chest is lifted, back is straight. It's just a further distance, that's all. Okay, so once we know our deadlift, we can then work the upper back as well. So you go down to that deadlift position, and now you're going to pull your elbows back behind you, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So from the side, it would look like this. Down, squeeze, and really actively squeeze those shoulder blades together to feel it in your upper back. Bring the arms back down to the knee and push the hips through. So you go knees with the weights, belly with the weights, knees again, back up. So this is called a single row, and it's working your upper back. Beautiful. Okay, so again, let's readjust. Get a lovely strong set stance again. Knees soft, core engaged. Let's go from there to this movement. Okay, so I'm not using my wrists at all. My wrists are rigid, and they are in line with my arms, my forearms. And we're going to bring the weights back down again. So the weights are going to follow your body, the contour of your body, up to the lower chest. You're going to lead with your elbows, okay, until you feel the strengthening in the front of your shoulders. Elbows lead, okay, they are up to shoulder height preferably, and then you're going to come back down. I see this a lot, okay. So just really concentrate on leading with the elbows, taking them wide and high, and the weight should come to the lower chest. Okay, so that's your upright row, and it's going to work the front of your shoulders. But to do your shoulders, we need three-dimensional training. So, for example, we have 3 sets of muscles as part of our shoulders: the anterior, the medial and the posterior. Okay, so that was the front. So to do the medial, a really nice one would just be a shoulder press. So what's important here is that the knees are soft, again the core is engaged. You could even engage your glutes, just so that you have got a nice strong set stance to work from, so we don't end up doing this with our back. So we must keep the core engaged with anything from the body up. or indeed most exercises will require you to keep your core engaged. So from here, we exhale with the effort, and we've now begun working the medial delt. Beautiful, well done. So we're going to move around now to the posterior. So remember, with our deadlift, although it's not a deadlift, it looks very similar. So with the deadlift, my hands were on my thighs like so. With this next one, it's called a rear delt fly. I'm going to move my hands so that the palms face each other. I'm going to adopt that same similar position as a deadlift by shooting my hips back, keeping my chest lifted, back straight, core engaged. The actual movement is there. So my arms are going to go back behind me, almost like flying, if you will. So the arms are going to fly back, which is hence the name. That's it. So stay grounded, keep your chest lifted. You should feel this in the rear of your shoulders. Okay, really important to keep that core engaged. If you're not feeling it in the back of your shoulders, chances are you haven't quite got it right. Okay, so where can we go from here? If I pop one down, so far we have not done the back of our arms or our triceps. So if you was to take your weight on the side, pop a foot behind, soften this front knee, engage your glutes, engage your core, bring the arms up here so the arms are by your ears, and then just bend back from the elbow. What you don't need to do, or what you shouldn't do, is let your arms flare out. As soon as the elbows flare out, you aren't doing anything at all, okay? So, again, important, very important, keep your core engaged, adopt that nice strong set stance to work from, and try and keep your elbows parallel to each other. So here is the exercise, and from the side, it would be there. Again, if you don't feel the exercise in the muscles you're supposed to be working, then the chances are you're probably doing something wrong, or the weight is not sufficient. But you should feel something in the right area. Okay, so we bring our feet together, we got the bicep on the other side. Now obviously you could have two weights at the same time for this. You want to keep your elbow into your side. You're just going to gently contract or flex your bicep muscle to bring it up, and then lengthen it right the way down onto your thigh. Again, knees soft, core engaged. Exhale with the effort and bring it down. So it's here. Okay? Good. I'm going to show you one on my hands and knees. I don't know whether you're going to see this or not, because I'm not sure how much scope I've got with the camera, but I'll give it a quick go. So hands and knees, this is a really good one for your back. You pull the elbow up to the side or brush it past your rib, there. And then if you was laying on the floor on your back, your arms are up in front of you, and take your arms out to the sides into right angles with two weights. You would be working your chest. Now, I was going to get my son to come and just video that bit, but I think it's probably more trouble than it's worth. So I'm not going to do that today. Hopefully that's given you a few exercises that you can practice, or it give you a starting point at the very least. Okay, love to hear back as to how you found this video. Fabulous. Thank you.